Assess where you think the linebackers are at this point.
I think we're a very good group that's developing and showing the consistency that we have to run and own this defense at this point in time. We've been very pleased with some guys. Some other young men are really stepping forward, and we're really challenging them and putting their backs against the wall every day. And they know that's the standard and that's the expectation coming into the meeting room.
When you have to blitz, what do you look for in a player to be able to do that successfully?
You have to have passion, probably number one, aggressiveness, number two, and probably the next thing, you just have to be savvy and understand how to utilize the leverage in your favor. And we've been pretty fortunate to be able to have some guys that can be able to do that at this point in time.
Behind Tigre and Chris, who are some of these young guys that'll step up into that depth role to give them the breaks they need during games?
Well, from a veteran standpoint, we have Damian Willis, who played just as much as Chris Covington did a year ago. So we've been pleased with his performance and how he's been emerging thus far, and even from a leadership standpoint. Behind him is Mike McGinnis, who's one of the newcomers, and it's great to see how he came in during the spring, how he's had a camp thus far. He's been showing up around the ball, and we were talking earlier, he's been around the football, and we've been happy to see him be what we would call a ball hawk. That's been pretty good. Behind Tigre, you have two guys that are really challenging for the next spot in Keontae Walton and Raekwon Jones. Both of them have been pretty good thus far, and are showing that they can be reliable to be able to go in and get some quality reps when Tigre's not in the game.
You talk about McGinnis being around the ball. Has he gotten any takeaways? I mean,
Yes, he is a takeaway machine. Whether I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. That's kind of what's happened. But also some of it has been from his preparation. He understands exactly where to be, and that's kind of one of his strong suits. He may not have the fastest step, but he's going to be there when he needs to be there.
Is it kind of like Marcus, the same characteristics?
Yeah.
How much of a benefit is for a guy like that to come in the spring, get the extra time in the spring coming in this season?
That's big whenever you can get someone those 15 practices just to understand the system and the scheme, to where now coming in on day one, he was on practice 16 for the fall. So being able to have him do that, I think more for him, it just gives him the added confidence of knowing, hey, I can drive the defense. Because there is a high level of expectation for the linebackers in our meeting room where you have to own the defense, and you're under pressure every down. They think it's 4th down and 1 every down.
How about a young guy like Mo Burnham? He physically looks the part, but how is he doing mentally and on the field?
Mo is learning the scheme, and when you go through some of the initial periods where there's uncertainty, so you just don't know exactly what to do, he would be like a baby giraffe. He is long, athletic, but sometimes he may not be sure where to go. But when he knows exactly where to go, you can see a flash, you can see a burst, you can see great things. And that's one of the reasons why we recruited him. And up to now, he's finally starting to learn more and more and more within the defense. I even told the guys today, I know you feel like you're drinking from a fire hose, because you kind of are. There's so many things going in them. When some of the install from day one, for most of the guys, they hadn't endured some of that stuff for a whole season. So, and he was one of those guys of, I have all these things that I have to think about and do. Now his comfort level is increasing to where he can comfortably do those things, and we're starting to see some increased performance on the field.
Forgive me if you've been asked. I was talking to him. Just Chris, how have you seen him really kind of take ownership of that Mike role? I know he played some of it last year behind Marcus, but kind of being the guy expected to take the bulk of the snaps there and communicate from that position. How have you seen him grow into it?
It helps when you have a veteran that's coming back. He knows and has embraced the expectations and the standards. He wants to be the guy. He wants all of the pressure to be on him, and that's what I love about him. He won't shy away from understanding and knowing that. Whenever things go down, he puts it on him. The preparation, the strength and conditioning, the summer work, he's doing everything to this point to say, Coach, I want to be the guy and I want to own this defense.